Okay, so I've got my board from Lowe's. There was a 10% sale, but also veterans, if you don't have a veterans card and you're not active military, you can show your discharge papers and get 10% off everything. So I bought what's considered 1 by 6 by 16, but it's actually 5/4. It says 5/4 by 6 by 16. Actual size 1 inch by 5.5 by 16. So that's because once they cut it down and smooth it out. This can go on the ground but not in the ground. This is the same one that I got, or equivalent to Home Depot's. Home Depot's like 45 minutes away, so got this. Their wood is more expensive, but because of the 10% off and because this 16-foot board cut in half was about $11, so 10% off, $10 was cheaper, because that's $5 for an 8-foot board. So anyway, I got 5 pieces, had them cut in half, 3 of them cut in half, so that I could make 8 feet here, 8 feet here, 4 feet here. They do one cut, and then I didn't ask, but I normally would have had them cut 4-foot pieces, but the board is slightly short, and like this one's this much. I think that's like 2 inches longer because I lined them up, and so that one's longer. All the rest of the boards are the same size. So I have them cut them in 8-piece boards, and then I'm going to put 2 4x8s here and here. So I just kind of strung this up this morning just so I could get a visual. And then I'm going to put somewhere between these 2 pieces. I don't know, this morning I was measuring and I was off 3 times. So minimum of 18. I think this is about 20 inches or so. And but if I cut this 16-foot, or I had this 16-foot board cut by 9 feet 9 inches, so it kind of looks, I'm going to make it where it looks even to these 2 boards in the middle, so that I can walk up the middle and I can actually garden to that board. So it's sort of a skinny keyhole, which means if I walk all the way up here, and there's a 4-foot board here and a 4-foot board there, then in reality I only need a piece of board here, and the side boards are about 2.5 feet from the 16-foot board, and I can put it there, and I can work the garden from that side or from here. Like I can reach, I could technically reach here 2 feet both ways. So actually I don't need to use the whole 9.5 foot board. I didn't think about that. So I'm going to save that board and make a skinny keyhole. Skinny keyhole meaning 2 4x8s, and then a 9.5 foot going that way with a thickness of about, I think, 30 inches, which means that it won't be too difficult to reach over. And so I have 2 boards here, 2 boards here, and then one of these boards cut in half will be for that board, cut in half will be for that board, which allows me to have an extra 9.5 foot and 2 extra 8-foot boards, which allows me to make 1 more bed if I want to. So right now I think it's about 4 o'clock, and you can see there's shade. I don't know if in the summer it's going to have more sun because the leaves will come back. We're still having below freezing temperatures, so I've got PVC pipe there to make a little hoop house. I bought 6 mil plastic, not the UV type. It was too expensive, so I just bought 6 mil regular plastic. I think it was in the roofing section, and those are 10-foot PVC. I think it's schedule, what is it? I was looking at 2 different ones. This one's actually cheaper because it's thinner inside. So it's really thin inside versus the other one, Schedule 40, I think is thicker inside, so it's harder to bend. I'm not going to need the whole 10 feet for this particular bed because it's only, I think, 31 inches. Because this bed, instead of doing a 4x8, I didn't want it to stick out too much. It would have, if it was 4 feet, it would have stuck out there, which made it too noticeable from the road. So like, if you're looking down this way, you will see the hoops over it, but like this, it's not so noticeable, and it kind of just looks out to the back. This is a rental. We are renting here till the end of October, so if we don't renew, I can leave this bed here. I don't think the landlord's going to care. He said, we asked if we could build a garden, and I'm putting the garden here because there was no grass here, and it does get sun, but not that much sun, so I don't want to invest and put a lot of dirt and soil and a bunch of other things and amendments, and then it turns out that it doesn't get enough sunlight. That was an issue for I think one of my gardens that I had in Orlando. It was a raised bed, but the house was blocking a lot of the sun. I had to wait till way after noon for it to get more sun. So right now I'm going to make that bed. I'm going to put mulch. I did not buy a weed eater. We don't have a lawnmower or a weed whacker or whatever. I was going to buy a cheap one for 30 bucks, but I think I'll wait because it is the middle of March, and spring sales will happen. There's more spring sales that are coming up, and I think what I'm going to do is although I got this wood, and I was just going to do the lasagna method on this ground without the 6-inch minimum raised beds. It's too windy, and I was just thinking, even with compost and soil and stuff like that, it's just going to blow things away, and so that will help keep soil together. Plus it's a hill, so it goes down. So what's going to happen is I'll make the beds, and then I'm going to put the leaves. There's leaves all over here, and just step on them and try to crunch them up because I moved them from fall, and so they're kind of dried. And then in there I've been doing a compost. I also have done a compost in there by throwing some black cow. I had an extra bag that I brought from Tennessee that had radishes, but it was too cold by the time we got here, and so a lot of them died. Well, actually all of them died. So anyway, I think I'll do that, and then I am going to most likely buy compost. There's a mulch place that's nearby. They charge $37 for organic compost, and I believe it's certified organic, and so so no treated wood and all of that kind of stuff. And then that's their price for delivery. Delivery though is minimum of 3 cubic yards, and I thought that was a lot, but if I do 3 beds here, and I was gonna do 5 because now I have enough wood too, but if I do 5 beds, or even if I do 3 beds here, one bed there, that's 4 beds, and then the equivalent of containers that would make a 5 bed. I estimated how many, well, I did a calculator online. I'll try to put a link to it, to how much soil or compost do you need, because I'm also I need to amend the soil, and I'm going to put leaves, and I was going to get peat moss, and probably don't need vermiculite, I don't know. The compost that I'm getting, they say that they are between 6.7 and 7 percent pH levels. So I don't need to put lime in it, but that's nice, it's got sun now. All of that to say, I still need to amend it. I need to put probably some type of manure and something to fluff it up. So vermiculite or peat moss, because that is still breaking down the leaves, and I'm going to put that on the bottom layer. Lasagna method is no dig, no till. I'm going to put cardboard first, leaves, and then layers of stuff. I don't know if we're going to get a lawnmower, because this is really all the grass that we have. Seems kind of lame to have to buy a lawnmower. We are responsible for cutting the grass, so I was thinking maybe you just get a push lawnmower or something. Whatever. The dog's just been moaning all day. She's in early stages of heat right now, so she's very needy and whiny. Okay, so anyway, it estimated I needed 7.5 cubic yards. That's like $250 or $80. I don't want to spend that much. So I think what I'll do is I'll get the minimum 3 yards with the $15 surcharge because we're nearby, and that will cost, look at this dog, that will cost I think $150. The best thing about that is that they will deliver it. I'm going to have it deliver it right where the back of that white car is on the driveway, so we don't ruin any leftover grass that they have. And then I'll fill the beds and fill that bed. And then I have pots. I have a bunch of those black containers I can fill. I'm going to mix compost with vermiculite, peat, and I'll probably get black cow just for the manure. I don't know what she's doing. And then put those, use that for like tomato plants. So I still have some room over there. I could actually put containers, like maybe three or four tomato plants there, or I could put it there. That's a mess over there. This is how we got the yard. They just got trash all over the place. Can you stop, please? And okay, so I'll show different stages of me putting together the raised beds, which I probably will do tomorrow.